Right. I mean, this is affecting so many different people, but for sure, these acts of violence are putting a new reality in place for Jewish people in Seattle. As a group, they are taking precautions.
Any kind of gathering we do, we are going to have armed security. That's our reality.
That reality is happening right here in Western Washington, even though 2 recent attacks happened far from Seattle. In Boulder, Colorado, where people were set on fire, and in Washington, D.C., where 2 Israeli embassy staffers were shot and killed.
Sadly, this is something that people shouldn't just become numb to this. This should not be socially acceptable. Hate and discrimination. This is Pride Month. I mean, imagine if you did this to a targeted group of people that were gay, people that were trans, any group of others. There would be quite an outrage going on, and there's very little said about doing this.
Regina Sassoon Friedland with the American Jewish Committee in Seattle tells me they stand against all hate and discrimination, not just anti-Semitism.
Whether it's from race, ethnicity, religion, gender, we will be there.
The Jewish Federation is also there with its Safe Washington program, launched almost a decade ago to support Jewish and other marginalized groups, assessing risk by providing best practices for preparedness, security, and response. It also provides training and resources regarding imminent threats, dangers, and response protocols, plus communications alongside Homeland Security Information Network, federal and local groups. The Seattle Police Department runs a similar program, and Friedland tells me SPD regularly checks on them, but she said that's just not enough.
It would be very helpful if elected officials would call this stuff out immediately and unequivocally and show that these kind of actions are not going to be tolerated.
And she was very clear on that point, not only call out these actions and stand against them, but to make sure there are consequences for those who engage in hateful acts.
Denise, other than hiring security for planned gatherings, are there any other security issues or threats they're addressing?
They're certainly worried about anything and everything. And one subject that we talked about was education, because even in our public school districts, there have been complaints from parents and families of anti-Semitism. And that is one thing that Friedland also said, that she really wants to make sure that all teachers and educators, regardless of where they are working, to keep their eyes and ears open consistently for that and be sure that they report any such behavior immediately. Again, she stressed the fact that there needs to be consequences in order to stop these types of behaviors. Live in Seattle, Denise Whitaker, KOMO News.